Though you don't see it, but I do. So stop saying that. I didn't dig this hole without finding you in all the broken glass. Your spirit is wild, wild for me. So when you go, don't forget what I said in Colorado. I haven't changed my mind. And when you leave, don't let them make you your mama didn't raise you to be. And I'll be just fine. Just don't forget about me. 4 years in a gassed-up Chevrolet, far away from me. What do you have in this world if you don't have the memories? With every mile you think of me. So when you go, don't forget what I said in Colorado. I haven't changed my mind. And when you leave, don't let them make you your mama didn't raise you to be. And I'll be just fine. Just don't forget about me. We had a good run, baby, wouldn't you say? But your dreams are bigger than this town. So go on and go away. So when you go, don't forget what I said in Colorado. I haven't changed my mind. When you leave, don't let them make you your mama didn't raise you to be. Yeah, I'll be just fine. Just don't forget. Don't forget, no, don't forget about me.
At the beginning of her career, I don't think they knew. It was like a secret. But now they do.
It's like Daft Punk. They're kind of that way.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a bunch of a bunch of like EDM or whatever electronic
like
artists and like that, DJs and stuff.
They don't want they want to live a normal life.
Fame.
The fame. the burden.
They don't want the fame.
I don't know. I mean, do you think about that at all?
About fame?
Yeah. Does it ever cross your mind or anything?
That would I want it?
Yeah.
I've always said I don't want. I'm never gonna say that I want fame. I've always just kind of said the main thing I want is for a lot of people to listen to my music and relate to it and love it, whether that's me singing it or someone else. And then if fame comes with it, then that'd be cool. But
like wearing a mask or a wig or whatever to be the Hannah Montana character isn't part of the...
No. Also, I always thought that was the dumbest concept. Even watching that as a kid, because me and my sister loved Hannah Montana, I was always like, how do they not know? It's still her face.
Right.
Or even be like, you look a lot like Hannah Montana. Nobody ever said that to her. It was like they did not recognize. It'd be like me going and dyeing my hair brown tomorrow. Or like black.
And
my
nobody
friends
knows
would,
you are.
yeah,
Everybody
they'd
would be like,
where's Stuart? Like,
I mean, it's a little bit of a plot hole, but it
Yeah.
kind of serves a purpose though to say that like, isn't that kind of like a dream of some sort, so that you can be this other person or something?
best of both worlds.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds, but also like in music, maybe you're a different person. Do you think when you are writing a song or performing that you are in like a character, or do you feel like you're the same person? Do you sing in a character voice, if that makes sense, or have you adopted the way that
yeah, I get what you're saying. I think definitely when I'm performing, when I'm playing more like acoustic gigs or when I'm writing and stuff like that, I feel like I don't really get into another character. But when I'm performing like full band, bigger shows, I feel like I kind of have to put on a different persona.
Interesting.
Because I feel like I'm very introverted in real life. I'm a social introvert. And when I'm playing gigs, like we've played gigs together when I don't have a guitar, so I'm forced to kind of like perform. And that's pretty uncomfortable sometimes. So I do feel like I have to put on a new persona, I guess.
Yeah, I got you. Just to kind of fit into what the expectation is maybe of a front lead person or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just like people that I've looked up to. I love watching like Stevie Nicks perform or like Grace Potter. Like I love watching their performances. But then if you talk to like Stevie Nicks or see her interviews, she's very kind of to herself and quiet. And I always thought that was interesting and like related to that. But
yeah, I mean, you can be both people, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a thing. So you get on stage and I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna pivot here because there's definitely two things going. So you were generally soft spoken, but when we were doing the recording and you were warming up right before this performance, and I had the mics set a certain way, and then we get into the performance and you hit the first loud note, and I was like, gonna need to turn those mic down a little bit, like, because so where does that come from? I mean, because you're soft spoken now, but then when you start singing, like it's coming from somewhere else.
I don't know. I've always kind of been like that, and
like even as a kid.
Yes, because I've been singing for my whole life and like grew up here at Spicer's with Tim and everybody, and they'll tell you like from a very young age I was like, if I was singing, it was just a big voice coming out of like a small body. I really don't know where it comes from, but I feel like I'm a very emotional singer. I've always really felt what I'm singing and I connect with the lyrics. So I don't know, I feel like it just kind of comes from an emotional place. So, but it's funny that I'm very soft-spoken too in real life when you're talking to me.
I mean, but it translates, like the emotion definitely translates in the song. So let's talk about the song just a little bit. So I'm going to ask how you came about with this song, like who wrote it and all of that sort of stuff. But the first thing that I want to ask is, why is it emotional for you? Because obviously when you're singing, like you can feel that. So so what is it about it that connects with you?
Well, I always say that this song kind of grew up with me. I wrote it when I had just turned 17, and I just turned 23 in April. So this song has just kind of grown with me and during some pretty formative years of my life. It's always been pretty relevant in some way. I've always been able to relate it to the current season in my life when I play it. And it's funny because what I originally wrote it about, now when I sing it, that's not what I think about. I think about what's going on in my life now. And it's funny because even, like we were talking about this the other day, like lyrics like 4 years in a gassed up Chevrolet, like are still relevant in my life to this day. And so it's really cool that it's like a timeless song almost for me.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when a song gets written, it's like a snapshot. It's a snapshot of a moment in time, and then a couple of years later, you're looking back on it, and you're like, that was just like, who was that person that wrote that, or that was then? But it's interesting to see that this one like has a life of its own. It's continuing to grow and morph. So how did the song get written, and how did y'all end up working together on it? my understanding is that did you produce a little bit of this, or some of it as it was recorded? I don't know the full story.
So I'm playing. It's coming out soon, and you'll hear like the piano and electric guitar, drums, and all that. I'm playing all the accompanying.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
And produced it in we have a studio in Birmingham.
He did all the work.
Yeah, so the song was
Literally
written, the song was written on an acoustic guitar, and
Yes.
then now you've worked to flesh it out to turn it into
bigger,
like a full arrangement sort of thing. Yeah, cool. So how did that happen? Like, did y'all know each other previously, or did you connect through music?
Yeah. So like I said before, I wrote it when I was 17, and it was just me and my guitar in my living room. And then I kind of stopped playing gigs in college for a little bit, and then my senior year of college, one of our good friends introduced us because we were all going to start. You guys were playing gigs already, I think, at the time, and one of our friends knew that I sang, and I think called me up on stage or something, and that's how we met. But yeah,
Talking
we
about
just
the Cedar, that gig, the Cedar.
Yeah.
And we didn't even, so she came up and sang. I was playing a gig, and she came up and sang, and we didn't know each other at all. We figured that out like a year later. And then I started playing in her band, playing electric guitar.
Oh, got it. So y'all crossed paths and then figured it out down the road.
Yeah, later.
Yeah. You
that
were
he
in
was
the
in
same
that
circles.
band.
So you got the single, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Do you plan on shopping it around? What do you plan on doing with it?
I plan on putting it on as many platforms as possible. I would love to come out with like a physical CD too.
A CD? Why?
Just the single. I've had like, this is funny, but I've had like some older people that like don't know how to use streaming services and stuff. They're like, can you put that on a CD for my car? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love like physical records and stuff.
Oh man, yeah.
They're making a comeback too.
Yeah.
What CDs are?
And
Oh
records.
boy, I've got a pile of them.
Do you really?
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm obsessed. I
Yeah.
have an obsession. I work
No, that's my era.
in
the CD era.
Opelika.
Like-
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I have a tower in my bedroom that my dad built like forever and ever ago. And it was my parents when I was little. It's like a bunch of little CD slots.
Oh, I know
and
all
it's
about that.
full.
Yeah.
I love them.
So yeah, we used to carry. Oh god, I'm gonna date myself. Anyway, we carried around car cases, and so like
Yeah.
every now and again, I'll break out the case that I used to
Yes.
carry around in my car in high school and be like, oh man, every one of these albums is a banger. But it's like stuff. So my brother. Okay, total sidetrack conversation here. So my brother and I, we're real close, and we grew up. In the CD era, right? And one of the things that really bothers me about streaming these days is that you can't flip through something tangible or something physical to get an idea of what it is that you want to listen to. So like right now, everybody gets an algorithm feed of like, here's stuff that you might like or whatever. But still this day, I'm like trying to think of what was in my CD case, like if I want to listen to something that I listened to, a million times, but I can't for the life of me think of it when I pull out my phone and I get in Spotify.
Right.
I'm just like sitting there like, I don't know any
too many
band. Like
options.
I've never even listened to music before apparently. Like I don't know any bands. I don't know what kind of music I like. I'm just going to push play and let it go. So I love having like a physical medium that I can like look at and touch and whatever. Just for that very reason is that sometimes I don't know what I want to listen to. I just want to like kind of look around, like dig through a pile of something and figure out what I want to listen to.
That was like, and I'm a very visual person too, so I like just to see it right in front of my face. But that was like my whole childhood. We had a case that was in the car, and it was like a little black zip case.
What artists, what songs were you listening to?
Oh my gosh, the Eagles' Greatest Hits. That CD was like. That CD and Rock and Roll Jesus, Kid Rock were the two that were in my parents' car that literally were nonstop. And then I think Misunderstood by Pink was also another one.
Okay.
That was like one that me and my sister loved.
So what's on your rotation now, or where are you getting like your
gosh.
inspiration from now? You said Stevie Nicks and
Yes.
Yeah.
Like childhood growing up, it was definitely a lot of Stevie Nicks, and the Eagles were like my all-time favorite. Now I'm a huge Susan Tedeschi fan.
Okay.
Love Bonnie Raitt. Taylor Swift, obviously. Huge inspiration as a female songwriter. She's just incredible. Yeah, I love John Mayer. Big John Mayer fan.
Oh man, yeah. John Mayer's awesome. He really grew on me. So like I wasn't sure about John Mayer at first, but then like man, there's just no denying. It's
We're big
force
John Mayer
of
fans.
force
John
of
Mayer.
nature. Absolute force of nature. He's killer guitar player, songwriter,
gosh,
and all
yeah.
that stuff. I mean, not many people can just go like be in the Grateful Dead.
Yeah,
It doesn't,
just
like,
fill
Just
in.
casually.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go be in the Grateful Dead.
Just casually.
Yeah. Did we lose one?
Piece of junk.
Delete. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. But Susan Tedeschi, I think, current people, she's one of my favorites. I still haven't seen her in the Tedeschi Trucks band, but I'd love to see them live.
Yeah.
They're awesome live.
They're killer.
You've
I've
seen them live?
twice.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek is. I think
He's one of the best guitar players
Yeah,
alive.
ever. John
Yeah,
Mayer's
all
like a
time.
fan of his. Which
Yeah,
is cool.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've seen the video of it's BB King
Yeah.
and then Derek and John all playing in a line, and John just stops playing. He looks
He's
at
like, "I'm done."
what Derek's doing, and he just like does that,
Mm-hmm.
stops playing.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I mean, and hopefully there's like a lot more. You know, he's got a long like career
Yeah.
ahead of him as
Oh,
well
yeah.
to be one of the best guitarists, if not considered the best
up
guitarist
there.
in the world
Yeah.
at that age. There's there's just so much growth.
He's been doing it since he was 14.
So we're here in the beautiful Spicer's Music Acoustic Room in Auburn, Alabama. Stuart Scott Bell, Nick, thank y'all so much for coming.
Thank you.
The performance of the song's called Colorado. When's it coming out on Stream and Search? Do you know? Do you have like a release date yet or anything?
We're waiting to get the release date.
Yeah, it's going to be in the next month.
Yeah.
There's a couple
Awesome.
of
Next
finishing.
couple weeks.
There's some things to be done, but it's coming soon.
Yeah, well, this video should be coming out right around the time that the single comes out, so you can.
Yay!
We'll have
We're
the
so
date
excited.
in the description or something.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, we can absolutely do that. In two different versions, I guess, because you'll have the full
Yeah.
arrangement version, and then you've got this super intimate acoustic version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank y'all so much.
Oh my gosh,
Really,
thank y'all
it's been
so
amazing.
much for
Thank you.
having us. This
Yeah.
has been so fun.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.